Space. The thing we have to cross. These are the voyages of the U.S.S. Horizon. Its ongoing mission, to seek out new life, to swear it was on stun the whole time, and to boldly claim we can fix it.
Welcome back to our Runs to the Living campaign here on the Terrible Warriors. I am your game master, Justin Ecock, and I have just marooned half of my players on an alien world that no one has been to. So
it's everyone but me.
It's everyone but you, but also Stephen Prince. So really, it's a net win.
Kind of also me.
Oh, is this the final? I really hope he might be our red shirt.
I don't want him to be our red shirt. I like Steve.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy, despite the fact he keeps calling me a degraded sack of soulless garbage.
We are the crew of the Horizon, investigating the disappearance of the U.S.S. Susquehanna, last seen entering the Carina Nebula. We know there are 2 comm badges of Federation officers here on this planet, but there is also a distress call from the Susquehanna itself coming from deep within the Carina Nebula. Our shuttlecraft, attacked by Romulans, are both brought down by something from the planet that has now left their ships disabled and crashed. And, oh God, is Brent even alive? We'll find out shortly. But around my table, maybe playing multiple characters tonight, I have my left, your right.
Chief Science Officer Bo Lassa, played by Velvet Duke of the Dandies.
Conal MacBeth, better known in the geek community as Toronto's greatest supervillain and evil genius, Dr. Terawat. Normally playing Captain Gavin Schofield, but right now playing Security Officer Stephen Prince.
Hoorah!
Hoorah!
Steve Saylor, a.k.a. the Blind Gamer, playing Lieutenant Commander Adam Monroe, Chief Engineer, who just got saved by Stephen Prince.
Yeah, he did.
Thank you.
He just saved your freaking life.
Yep.
Heck to the yes.
And then apparently he's not worth to save at this point.
That's Steve Armstrong, feeling a little under the weather, played by Brent Morris.
Oh, there's just so much good stuff here to come. I'm just flipping ahead. We have, as the camera pans across the surface of Seku 6. Of course, joining us from our Patreon rewards program.
Highest ranking science member on the bridge.
Wow. He's taking over your job, Bo.
Attrition.
No, he just admitted that he's rank, so...
Hey, Vulcans have a very high sense of smell.
Yes, that's what everyone says about them.
Lieutenant Junior Grade Science Officer Varric.
Yeah,
played by Nicholas
senior
Randall of Red
crew status.
Yeah. You've changed my login screen, haven't you?
As we pan across...
I changed other things.
As we pan across...
That income tax folder that you said that is definitely not porn, it's gone.
We pan across the surface of Seku 6. We see like debris of tricorders and pieces of a warp nacelle and the door of shuttle bay of shuttle pod 4, and we see the crew of our away team. Uninjured, but for the time being knocked out in the wreckage, the complete just crater that was this shuttlecraft. The structural integrity field held up and absorbed most of the damage, but the knock of it has put you all out cold as the signal from the planet is still reading on one of the consoles. Beep, 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 beep. And then that signal, we go and crossfade to Varric's control panel up on the bridge, also following the signal that is now behind the horizon as it enters into the Carina Nebula. But that signal begins to get distorted because the Carina Nebula is full of interference, more of this reflective electromagnetic storm. There may be pockets of Metreon gas, which are explosive on contact. Be careful, Captain.
Yep.
And it's a Class 2 nebula. All tasks being done by the engines and the sensors in the nebula will be increased by a difficulty of 2. Warp drive is just don't do it. And proceed at low speeds or risk damaging or even destroying the horizon.
Wow.
However, you are still receiving the distress signal of the Susquehanna. You are trying to locate it. right? Trying to zero in on this, and it's going to require a number of tasks to be done in a row by the crew of the Horizon, Captain and Varric on board. You want to overcome this with either probably reason and security, which because of the difficulty will be a difficulty of 3, but you can get assistance from the sensors and the security of the ship. And if you come up with other creative means to help work around this, I am all ears. And players on board, you can assist your officers in tracking with your reason and command. So you offer your fresh eyes as commander to help move starboard 5 degrees, but you're moving real slowly through this maze and patchwork to try and find the Susquehanna. But as we know from the distress call, you may not be alone in this nebula.
Yeah, that's
So you're
what I was
staying on at
getting
least yellow alert.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's at their stations on the eyes out. There may be Romulans. Maybe. We know they're Romulans. But
Definitely Romulans.
All right, so
And
let's use those advanced sensors to see if we can zero in on where that signal's coming from and keep a broad spectrum up to keep our eyes
The Aaron sensors?
peeled for the Aaron sensors. Just to keep our eyes peeled for if there's any other ships in the
I would like to
vicinity.
think instead of naming your sensors after your dead son, you would name the captain's yacht after the dead son. The bottom of the saucer section of a Galaxy-class ship can actually detach as a small shuttlecraft, and is known as the captain's yacht. It was never used in the Next Generation, but it was used later on the Enterprise E in Star Trek Insurrection. Why didn't we just fucking do that? When you were off to Narendra Station, you took the captain's yacht with you, and then you
Yes.
brought it back and docked it back into the Horizon.
Yeah.
I want to retcon that shit. That's awesome. Captain John, you should just be fucking using that all the time.
All the
You're like,
time.
Captain out. Fly away. Going on a
Right from your
fishing
chair.
trip.
Yeah.
Going out for a pop.
He's now installed like a trap door underneath his captain's chair.
I'm going out for a-
Schofield. Out! Bam!
Yeah, you've actually redirected the Battle Bridge turbo lift directly to the captain's yacht. Captain of the year.
Captain of the year, ladies and gentlemen. These things are in
That's how he
Uh,
left us the first time.
As players and audience, I am also rolling to search for the Susquehanna to find it before you. I am also following this distress signal.
Okay.
I have also been in this system before you arrived. You just took out my shuttlecraft, so now I'm finding this runabout before you.
Okay, so I'm
also rolling this exact same task that you are.
Okay.
We both need to get
Well,
successes.
in that case, can I use my astrophysics to really study this area?
yes,
with,
it
like,
will
control,
take
with,
time.
like, reason and science as my factors.
I like that.
Is that going to aid us in finding the ship?
It'll at least
Yes.
aid you in mapping this section of the nebula to help
With our-
create a search pattern.
Okay, let's do that.
Do you have
And that also
astrophysics or astrometrics?
Astrophysics.
That's it?
Lhasa, you are unconscious a light year away. Was that some
You
shit
know
from
what?
Ojen or Kier, who's also on the bridge, the Trill officer
Yes.
from
Yep.
before?
Yeah, because you got some loyal officers on the bridge.
Oh my god.
Here, I'm gonna find that support character. I'm gonna give that to you right now. We've got Arjun.
Oh, is that all?
I can just imagine like Cherney from Engineers listening to this, and he's like, "Oh!"
There's Arjun's character sheet for you, so you're
Nice.
gonna be able to help him out. And downstairs, you want to be Kendrith down in
Yeah,
engineering?
wow, yeah, sure.
There's Kendrith's.
He's got the better stats than Cherney does.
And just in case it comes up, then left over, here's the character sheet for Volsar the Doctor. I'll give that over to Brent.
I can be rude. Perfect.
So,
Sweet.
anyways, let's get the ball on the road,
All right.
and we want to roll to create a search pattern through the nebula. There, Varric.
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and give me that roll. It's still difficulty of 3. The ship can assist with sensors and security, and the captain can assist with reason and command.
I'll play for the ship.
Okay.
All right, the ship for reason for sensors and security will be you're rolling under 12.
Am I rolling 2 dice or 1?
1 dice when you're assisting.
Yeah. Oh jeez.
I have a success from the ship.
One success.
1 success, 1 success. Okay, you got 2 successes. So that's helping you out.
We have 2 more successes.
Hey, take a point
Ace.
momentum. Roll that in.
6 and a 9.
Okay, and
Now, can I use intense scrutiny here?
I'm going to You can use intense scrutiny. Cool. I spent some threat.
Oh, you spent a threat?
Yeah.
Okay.
I spent 3 threat.
Yeah, you just put those in the bag.
Too, so I could get some additional dice rolls. I bought dice to roll so I could get the successes
Can I
needed.
use one of my focuses from Kendrith to...
You don't need
this
to.
is it?
You got the successes.
Okay.
The dice roll worked. And if you're using engines and weapons, your complication will be increased by 3 because of the explosive gas in the area.
Yep.
So you don't want to be straining the engines, and you want to be real careful if you're going to be using your weapons. However, with that extra point, you can give me that momentum, and I'll give you some information.
Can we get 2 information if we have, like, with
You
Studious
sure
there?
can, Studious Varric.
We only have
Captain,
one
is
more
there any information you'd like to know?
Yep. All right. I'll toss that in, which
You
will get us...
are going to
2 instead
you
of
get,
1
You'll get
because
to
of
ask
this
me a
thing.
free question, but the first one is you have it blipped on your screen while you were mapping the nebula, and it went out, and you've got to focus and ship sensor readings, and sure enough, you show it to the captain. It's an unmistakable signature of a cloaked Romulan signature, but their cloaking system, you believe, is being interfered just like your sensors. They are cloaked, but it's not perfect, and it might be enough that you get reflections of their signature, not their exact location, but you know they're there.
Can I actually determine whether it's authentic or not with my Starship signature specialty?
You would have to roll another task for it, which would mean
Control
I
and
get
reason and science?
Yeah, to detect them, but that means you're not searching for the Susquehanna, because we're rolling back and forth, remember?
Yeah, because every time you make a roll to gather more information, he makes a roll as well to look for the ship.
But you do get a second question.
You do get a second question. You get 2.
Well, I'm going to give that up to the captain.
Keep looking for the ship. If the Romulans,
Well,
at least
but
we
this
know
is
that the
information
Romulans
that we can
are
get.
here. So let's
Can
keep
we set up
looking
like
for
an
the
an alert system that if we detect the whatever
You
energy
can-
that the ship, the cloaked Romulan ship is coming off of that we could be like, oh, it's blip, okay, it's in the area.
Okay.
Well,
so
what do we do if it's detected? Do we have an escape route? Do we have a plan
well,
for
the
when they show
Romulan.
up?
How like what's the class of Romulan ship that we're looking at here?
You can't tell yet. All you
Can't
know is you've detected an unmistakable Romulan cloaked
Cloak signature. Okay.
But
Now-
because of the nature of cloak and the way this kaleidoscope effect is, it could be big, could be small, it could be 2, could be 1. It's
Okay.
there's
Hope
Romulans
it's not
there.
a Romulan warp.
And I
We're
could probably
racing
figure
for
it
the crew
out,
of
but
the ship.
But you're
so-
clearly
Yeah.
both
Yeah.
searching. If you can pick up the signal, they can pick up the signal. It's not encrypted. It's a general distress.
Okay.
we're
I
probably
wanna
bigger
put-
than them anyway.
I want to see if we can divert extra power to our advanced sensors and try to find this ship before them. That's our primary objective. So let's do that.
All right, we will return to Seco 6.
Because I want to use
You've all woken up. You
direct.
picked yourself. You've got your equipment. You've each got, except for Armstrong, unless you've got working tricorders, but they're working on close range. You've got working communicators, but they'll only work for the away team. They can't seem to get out of the atmosphere. You do have your pattern enhancers that you brought with you, which were undamaged, and except for your navigator, everyone else was able to brace for impact. It was actually a pretty controlled descent, and I mean, one day you'll get promoted.
Thanks for the save, Steve.
You have a new value of taking everything on yourself.
The broken and barren volcanic landscape of Seku 6 lies before you. The terrain is mostly volcanic rock and ash and sand. Some sparse vegetation clings to life in the form of lichen and pale grasses. Sharp, rocky ledges and deep ravines will make traversing this terrain slow and torturous. Despite interference in the planet's rare materials, your tricorders are still receiving that alien signal. It comes several kilometers to the east. 2 Starfleet comm badges register as nearby, and to the north, you see a rising pillar of smoke.
Oh, from the Romulan ship? Is that what we assume?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How far in the distance?
So you
is
got
that ship?
several kilometers to the east is the source of the alien signal. 2 Starfleet comm badges are nearby, en route, and to the north, in the other direction, you see the pillar of smoke
I
that
say
you
we
are
go-
identifying as the
So we're
crashed
closer
Romulan
to it
shuttle.
than the Romulans are. From just telling
I
the
mean-
distance, maybe not.
You can't tell the distance, you can just tell the direction,
Okay.
right?
Right.
So you haven't triangulated where that signal is, you just know it's coming from the east, which means they would just head south. to go in their direction to the signal
I
or
would like
something
to
like that. I don't know.
use my tricorder.
I'm not very good at orienteering. I haven't been able to play Sea of Thieves lately, so
I would like to be able to use my tricorder to be able to try to detect the Romulan ship to see.
okay. I would. Your tricorder is like it works. It's receiving, but there is interference from the minerals on the planet, and you're getting that same reflective ability. You can get the signal. The signal is so strong, it's getting through that interference, and your comm badges are unique Federation signatures, and they're close enough that you're able to get it. Everything else beyond a kilometer is it's like the edge of the Fortnite field. It's just this weird, like
But
folding
static.
in of itself.
Right,
So
okay.
like. You if you're watching your tricorders, you'll be able to catch anything sneaking up on you, but it's hard to tell anything from long range. Make sense?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then how about where the signal of that beam came from?
The
close?
beam came from the direction of the alien signal.
Oh, from the same place. Okay.
I think
It emanated from that mountain range.
we first need to go to where the comm badges are.
That's
see
yeah.
see where our people are at.
When the
before
away
we
team has
engage.
landed, is what it says here. Actually, in quotes.
Landed.
Yeah, that would be my
Does Armstrong need patching up before we head out?
No, he didn't take any lethal damage.
All right,
He
he
just
just
took stress.
badly shook.
So he's not.
Incredibly stressed, you guys.
He's not. I didn't choose to injure him. I
Sure.
instead chose to destroy his equipment.
Gotcha. All right. We in agreement?
yeah. Heck yeah.
Oh, I was sitting on my keys.
On your way,
Oh, man.
you on your way here, as you walk over behind a ledge, not far from the crash site, on your way to the signal, you discover the location of the two comm badges. The Susquehanna may have attempted to beam down members of their crew, and
It's just pile of
you
goo.
find both officers buried partly into the ground with pain and horror in their faces.
That'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just two. There's no sign of any other crew members. They may have attempted to go somewhere else after the failed attempt to transport.
But they were that's what the two.
Do they have their
signals
comm badges?
Their comm badges are on.
That's how we
those.
found
They're
them.
on-
Oh, okay. So those are the
Yeah.
two.
They're on their uniforms.
If there are other people down here, either we can't read their badges or they don't have their badges with them.
You
Do they have their tricorders?
no.
I want to try a phaser.
There's all the comm badges. The rest of their bodies embedded in the rock.
Damn it.
Embedded in the rock.
Yeah, they're
they're like-
transported into the ground.
Oh,
They're like
that.
halfway
Oh.
phased in the
Yeah.
ground. It's
Yeah.
bad.
Like that guy
shit.
that got stuck in the
Yeah.
floor on that TNG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Before you, because again, this is similar to what's going on the horizon. If you're searching for the alien signal, maybe several hours from your crash site, as well as the signal of the indeterminate amount of humanoid life forms that you found on the horizon, you are also rolling to pinpoint the location to navigate this terrain towards the alien signal.
Yeah.
Right?
I
You
think-
still have
yes.
your mission. You still got to find out what the signal is.
I was to say, yeah. Well,
And-
I think our mission right now is to be able to.
I
find
am
it before the
rolling
Romulans
against
find it.
you in this scene
Yeah.
as well.
Okay, because the Romulans are there too. Yeah.
Now that
Because
we've seen their fate.
I got the same signals you did.
Yeah. Okay.
I could just see everyone standing there looking at these two guys half buried in the ground. There's a silent moment. Steve's just, goodness.
Now, you tell me though. I'm just the game master here. I'm just an impartial observer. You've got the fate of the crew figured out, or at least these two.
Yep.
You've got to the east the alien signal, to the north potential crash site. You can head towards the signal. You can head towards the crash site, or you can try and intercept anyone who might be trying to travel from crash site to signal. There
I
are
think-
all different options, or you could set up camp and wait for rescue.
I think.
In which case you will
we
have
head to the
disobeyed
signal before the
your mission.
Romulans find it.
I think that we, since something took us down in that direction, that's where we should head.
Yeah.
If we happen to intercept anybody on the way, maybe get more information. But the Romulans, I mean, maybe they're friendly Romulans.
They shot at us.
Would there have been a
That could
spare-
have. It could happen. A genetic default. I mean, genetic. No, not default. What's that word?
Defect.
Defect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In their case, default.
Would there have been a spare tricorder in the shuttle? Because I would have been like, okay, let's give it to Armstrong and he can.
No, I got team dynamics as a focus, so I can help you guys by being like, you got this.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
Because I was saying like we should have someone essentially like monitoring the tricorder for any signal. That's
Well,
coming
we're going to
towards
be
us.
using it to find the
that's
easiest
true, yeah,
path
we'll be-
along
yeah.
things anyway.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
I'm gonna have Steve as these guys are traveling. I'm gonna have Steve basically like tricorder ready, like
Yep.
on
Or
point.
phaser.
Yep.
Phaser
Like-
ready.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, phaser ready, like on point, waiting for because these
Something to
fucking
shoot.
Romulans that tried to shoot you guys down are literally just crashed over there.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
we're now heading over to this other location. Like odds are they're gonna try to intercept us on the way.
So,
found a rock I can
give me
throw.
here, using your tricorders, which will keep you in the same direction. You're navigating through this arid landscape. I'll give it a difficulty of 2. You need to get 3 successes along the way. Similar linear thing, and we'll start, and then we'll check in with the horizon as they're navigating the nebula. We'll try and work through
Is
this quite
like
quickly.
is that fitness and security or something? Like
It could be fitness and security. You could also use engineering because you're using your tricorder. You could also use science because again you're using that. It could be fitness and science. However, you think best works
I
for
totally use fitness
for
and
your
engineering.
setup, right? Like everyone's individual solution will be slightly different because we got a science officer, an engineer, and a comms officer. So the way your characters might want to go about this, feel free to talk to.
Does
each
anyone
other.
need assistance?
Last,
I got 1 success.
I guess last is the mission lead. You're the ranking officer, Monroe, and that's about it. And you got Stephen Prince on point. So you're all here on the away team. You've all got your own. You brought your own bag of chips to the party. So
Yeah.
I lost my bag of chips.
you did. You did.
I had 2 successes on my fitness and engineering.
Okay, great.
I had one success. I would like to buy a threat or purchase a threat.
You'd like to purchase a threat?
Oh, to
All right,
renegade
and you just go and give me a threat then. Is that for more dice?
Yeah.
All right. As this is happening, you read up coming over the mountain range. Just a sandstorm is approaching. You can seek shelter or hunker down where you are.
Will we get to the signal before this sandstorm comes to us?
Well, I mean, everyone's going to get hit by the sandstorm, presumably. But
will we get to there first before the sandstorm hits us?
no,
Okay.
it's coming from in a similar direction. Like you're heading towards the mountain range, and the sandstorm is now just moving across the surface of the planet.
There's 90s techno music in the distance.
So you got the option. Reason and science to if you want to take shelter. You can do some fitness and security to just work your way through it. I don't
I don't know, how is everyone's fitness and security?
Pretty good.
Somebody will have to carry me.
Maybe Steve can help you out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Piggyback
I've got
rides.
an 11.
Yeah,
All right,
11
so
is mine.
Steve, fitness and security to take point and lead the way like a beacon in the sand light.
Yeah.
2 successes, one of which is a critical success.
Great, yeah. So I'll let that get you through. You assist them roll. You got to cover up their faces. You don't want to breathe this in. You get their goggles on and.
You know what?
I want to
What
see
about my-
goggles, people!
What about my ocular implants? Is there anything that I can kind of detect just from...
If anything, it's going to create a complication with the electromagnetic interference. Thank you for reminding me.
Ion storm in your head.
You got a headache. You got a fucking headache here. Remember how the tricorder doesn't go in a certain range?
Yeah,
You've
I have
got.
the same
You're now
problem.
sitting with Steve Saylor vision.
damn
right, like where you've got 200 vision here because everything
Oh,
beyond a
fudge
certain
sickles.
range, like you can't see the horizon. All you see is just garble.
Yeah, but that's because
So
the
that's
horizon
one
took
stress
off.
to me. Boo.
Thank you for reminding me. I'm sorry if my solution was ableist. Back in
Yeah,
space.
screw you.
Back in space,
I'm offended.
searching for the Susquehanna, you've got Varric has mapped out some of the gases, Schofield. Go ahead and let's just keep rolling through. Now we're just gonna roll for roll as
Yep.
we just see who gets
Yeah.
there first.
I'm gonna attempt to assist with my direct skill using control and command
So,
to give him additional
to give
successes.
Varric, I think, yeah.
Yeah. To help Varric with
I
using
got-
the sensors.
As Kendrick, I don't really have...
All right, so this would be again control and science, right?
Yeah.
Using their command.
Yeah, what did I
discipline.
have down? You're moving through. It's sensors and security, reason security.
For what?
Yeah, reason security.
Yep. Difficulty
Yeah,
of 3.
I got 2 successes.
And you got reason and command. You got 2 successes. How?
I rolled 2 dice.
Oh, if you're assisting, you roll 1 dice.
Oh, okay. Because even if I'm using the direct thing, because it's not
right.
assist, it's
no,
direct.
You're right. Okay, so you're taking the turn now, and you're directing another player. So you get the 2, and then how does the directing work again?
Direct says the CO provides clear, concise orders. Choose one other officer currently on the bridge. That officer attempts a single task determined by the CO, and then.
So your turn is up, and rather than take a turn, you're directing a player to take a turn in your stead. So you're still rolling the 1 dice to assist, but
so
Varric is getting another turn. Where Varric went last round, now you're going this round, but you're giving your turn to Varric
I'm
again.
giving him another.
Yeah.
I'm basically giving him 2 turns in 1 turn.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna do that.
So I'll still let you got the assist success. So
Okay.
you've got 1 success, Varric. Roll again with the sensors security or reason security,
Okay, reason security.
and then I can roll here for the ship, which is you got a success. For the ship.
Okay, I got a 14 and a 16, which ties it and goes over by 2.
Okay, so you got the 3rd success. So that's fine. The other one doesn't work, but you got the assist from the captain and the assist from the ship. So you got your 3. So you got another success. But so did I.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to throw in. I've got oldest threat to spend, so I'm going to take this threat out of my hands.
Suddenly a warbird.
As you're moving through, your sensors are so focused on following the distress signal that before you catch it, it's a little too late, and debris from the nebula is moving towards it now. Your pilot is currently on a mission. Someone else on the ship. I mean, Schofield, you certainly can. Daring plus con, difficulty of 2 to veer control out of the way, or control plus security to blast it out of the way.
Arjun is going to step in and try and.
Arjun, okay.
Is going to try and con us out of the way.
You're up in the navigation place.
I did get 1 success and 120.
Okay, but the ship can also spend an assist here. I can do engines and con, and I rolled an 18. So, Captain, it's up to your assist. Command.
Oh man, nice. 2 successes.
One
Control
dice
and...
for your assisting. But
it's assisting. Okay, so
all you needed.
Control and con to try and steer us.
So you
through
you override Arjun's like controls from your chair command,
got it.
and the ship just at the last second just kind of banks starboard, just as this like rock just grazes the nacelles.
It's like last episode when someone was just like, okay, I got this, and then the commander's just like, no, stop, don't. Here, let me just
let me. Yeah.
tap
They're
tap
throwing
tap.
rocks
That's
at
the
us.
Schofield move.
Yeah, that's the mostly self-reliant value right there. Just let me everything you're doing is terrible, and you need to know that.
Yeah, give me the.
Everybody else's ops are just blinking
Back
lights.
on going through this like sort of a montage here. Back on the planet, roll for your next success to search.
That's
So to
what
search-
fitness and.
You're just traversing the landscape. Since you're not trying to do anything complicated like intercept other people, you're just following the pointed arrow on your tricorder. You know the direction to go in. It's just torturous. So you got to roll to just travel the desert.
I had
I got-
one success and 1 failure.
2 successes and 1 critical success.
1 critical success. You can spend that advantage to make up for the failure of your
Oh,
engineer.
I really failed.
He forgot to
so-
bring water with him.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Drink, hydrate. How are you doing, Armstrong?
2 successes.
Yeah, you're doing fine. Lassa,
I failed.
you just
Just straight out can't.
by how mad?
By
Was it a critical failure? Or was
no,
it just,
they
or
weren't
just no
critical.
successes?
No, they were by
You
4.
just got 2 failures. That's fine. I rolled blanks, so you didn't take any stress damage this time.
Nice.
So you got lucky, Lassa.
That's who I am, Lucky Lasso.
I was just gonna roll against like dehydration effects and fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, I'm going to also do my. Oh fuck! I'm gonna take another threat quickly. Thank you. That was
Go blow a threat
I
to
whipped.
to
Okay.
keep your guys alive.
I got 2 10s, but I got a 20.
Ha!
Oh,
So
wow.
The Romulans aren't doing so hot.
you hear phaser blasts off from like echoing off the distance.
Oh shit.
Space monsters.
That's all.
He's just like trying to get through a sandstorm and just over a ridge in the distance. You hear, "Ah, fuck!"
But they've given away their location.
Oh, they give away their okay. Oh,
Right,
okay.
that's all. Like I've given you. They're no longer north. They're more now northeast. So,
But they're close.
They're definitely traveling in the same direction you are,
They're parallel to us and getting closer.
like
yeah.
spokes on a wheel.
It's yep. Yeah, we're there's convergence, so we need to pick up pace.
Hey, at least we're not firing lasers bad at this point.
In the nebula, you're moving around a Metreon gas deposit. The signal from the Susquehanna has ceased, but you still have the last location that the signal came from. But the worry that is that their power is failing, and they can't transmit anymore.
Shit.
So-
Additional worry is that
If they've been out here for a
there
month,
wasn't a
it's
signal.
amazing they're even still there transmitting.
Yeah, and additional worry, like he was saying, is that they've just been abducted at this point.
So give me another
But
roll.
what if like the Romulans said it to begin with?
It's possible.
Like, what if the Susquehanna wasn't in this nebula? This was just an ambush.
You
Phaser
your
fire.
sensors pick up a metrionic gas explosion about 3 AUs away, and the cloak kind of drops and then reestablishes itself.
just again about just over the ridge. Fuck.
They're both kind of happening at the same time. So if you succeed
can we
at
get a
this,
screenshot?
if you succeed at this, you'll get one over me, and
Okay.
you'll be in the lead.
All right,
So
so
it's 2 die.
I'm going to assist as commander.
There's nothing I can do is like with Kendrick, like with power systems to boost. the
Absolutely, you could.
I'm
yeah.
going to use.
You want to? You've got 10
Technobevel
power on the
it.
ship that you can redistribute. Because since you're
Oh,
not
heck
using
yeah, then
powers,
yeah.
you can redistribute power into the sensors, and I would allow that. Roll and control engineering, and
Okay.
if you succeed at this task of a difficulty 1, you will create an advantage that for the next roll,
Okay.
sensor difficulty will be
I'm
lowered by
rolling
1.
1 or 2.
2 die.
2 die,
Nice, okay.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna use my.
but no assist from the ship because you're interacting with, like you're trying to manipulate their ship.
I had 1 success and 1 failure.
Okay, that's fine. You did it. So the sensors is now, instead of a difficulty 3, it's a difficulty 2.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet baby Jesus.
I'm going to use my direct task, so I'm going to give our science officer on the bridge here 2 turns instead of 1, and I'm
Yeah.
also going to assist him.
Go ahead. Now, swift task, doesn't that require momentum spends?
Doesn't say so.
Where
it's
does it
just
say
it's
that?
just under tasks.
A character may spend 2 momentum to attempt a second task. However, the second task increases by difficulty by 1. It's a conflict spend, isn't it?
No, the direct task just is
here.
as
hey, it might
commanding
be
officer.
a commanding
I
officer.
can
Let me just have a quick look at that. You might
Yeah.
be absolutely right.
It's that one right there.
Direct. The CO provides clear, concise orders. Choose one officer currently on the bridge. The CO assists this task using their code. Okay, it's not an extra. He's not getting 2 rolls. He's just getting another turn this turn.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I mean. Like he gets a second
But
turn.
but
this
he's
turn.
rolling with the command stat instead,
But yeah, then I'm
which is a 5.
yeah, I'm gonna use my command stat to assist them with that.
So this time, Varric, you're still gonna roll your attribute, but you're rolling the discipline of Schofield's command stat instead, which will be higher than yours because you're a junior officer. You only don't go higher than 4.
Yeah,
All
I've
right,
got a
so-
5 in command.
Okay, so let's say reason and command. Would that work? Or control and command?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. The attribute is just in place of science. You're using the captain's directives.
Okay. And can I use intense scrutiny for this task?
Sure, you can. Do you remember what it does? Do you remember what intense scrutiny does? Because I don't.
It's armor piercing for knowledge damage.
Oh, yeah. That's for extended tasks, but whatever, I'll let it happen. So go ahead and roll. You'll be generating a lot of momentum because the difficulty is now 0.
I rolled a critical success to assist.
Yeah. You guys are all doing so well working as a crew that the difficulty has dropped down, so all successes are just going to be pure momentum spends.
From all that?
Okay, so
Yeah.
2 dice.
You will when this is done.
Sweet.
Oh my! I am
No.
so sorry.
Double 20s?
Double 20s.
Yeah!
Do you want to make those complications?
It's all right. The difficulty was still like almost nothing, but you create complications. So that complication means I get to spend some
wow.
threat. Take 2 momentum.
Sweet.
You did it.
Yay.
I'm spending some threat though because
Oh boy.
you I need a reason and science task immediately at a difficulty of 3.
From who?
Okay, I'm
A
just
reason
getting
in science?
It's a difficulty of 3.
Can I assist him?
You can absolutely assist him.
Can I assist?
No, only one player at a
Oh,
time. But you
right,
could
right.
roll for the ship's assistance.
I will.
I would say give me engines and engineering.
Which is a what
13.
number? 13. Okay. Ship helped.
Ship
Success.
helped?
Yep.
Captain,
Got a
you helped?
success. Yep.
All right, you got 2. You only need one roll more success. Don't fuck it up, Varric.
1 success. Come on, smarty pants. Show me what's up.
Well, I'm smarter than Lhasa.
Prove it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No?
Oh,
Yeah, no, I got it. I got it.
Oh, thank
So
God.
you're moving in towards it, and you succeeded at the roll, but he moved you into a metrianic gas pocket.
Oh, for God's sake.
And all of a sudden,
imagine.
like, you move around just as like it begins to ignite and go, and you feel the shockwave go off the shields. But because you,
This would happen if Armstrong was here.
if you hadn't gotten the 3 successes,
I don't know. I did
would have
crash
rolled
into a planet
8
again.
dice worth of damage. It would have it could have potentially dropped your shield.
Joe, fuck.
And 1 automatic hull breach, but that doesn't happen. But you've also, in the same way they gave away their position, you've given away yours.
Well, yeah, we're not cloaked, so they can see us if they'll just look
Yeah.
out the window. There's a galaxy-class ship
Their
out there.
sensors are just as messed up as yours, though. In here,
Oh, they
like,
might be flying
like
blind.
technologically speaking, the Romulans are on par with the Federation, with the exception of cloaking devices.
Huh.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
And mind control.
and mind control.
Yeah.
And
Can
mind
can
control.
Arjun use his focus of electromagnetism
Yeah,
in some way to?
in the next round, sure.
Yeah.
All right, Mr.
Back
O'Keefe.
on Seku 6, things are a little bit more neck and neck than they are in the nebula. You're getting real close to the mountain range, but before that happens, I want you to work your way over this cliff. There's a small, oh no, not a cliff. We're going to let's go throw in a cleft. A ravine, a small cleft in your
Okay.
path. You can go around it, but it will take time. And if this is the race you think it is, it might not be time you have. In order to go around it, you can, or in order to scale or cross it, would be the daring, control, or security difficulty of 2. Certainly, Stephen Prince knows how to. We can get around here, and we've got some
Daring security?
old rocks, and you can go here and just kind of leap across. It'll be fine. Or to navigate around the cleft and not lose any time.
You know what? Then
you
I'm
can
gonna
roll.
instead of fitness and engineering, I'm gonna use daring and engineering.
Daring and engineering. So how are you trying to engineer your way out of this solution?
But basically trying to use my tricorder to figure out the kind of the best path to take.
Okay, all right. So engineering. Let's say you're patching in Armstrong's broken tricorder to increase
Sure.
its power supply. You take the battery pack from it.
Okay.
And you're jury rigging in the same way to give yourself a bit of a power boost
'Kay.
to increase the range, because the cleft just goes beyond the range of the tricorders, so you don't know if is the way left going to be longer, is the way right going to be longer,
Yep.
and you'll be able to determine that with this roll.
So okay. So then that.
Okay, so do you guys want to try to go around or go through it?
I want to go through it.
Well, let's see how
Might
well I
not
do.
be able to. Not all of you are as fit as Stephen Prince,
Steve.
famed tactical officer.
2 successes.
All right, so you, as everyone was saying, like maybe we can
I'm
scale
glad I went
it.
with daring because if I went with
Monroe
fitness, it
goes
wouldn't
like, well, it's only half a click out of our way if we just head a little bit to the east here, or more to the south because we're heading east, and then we get around and we can then head towards it. We might not lose that much time, and given how it's sounding over there on the other side of the field, they're having a tough time at it as well. So
Let's do it.
Who's commanding officer on the away team?
I am.
So it's your call.
Yep, we're going south and
right,
find
cool.
a better place to cross.
okay, so go ahead and
It is.
throw in just control and security difficulty 2. As
Oh,
we're
me?
just the heat of the desert as well,
Oh, okay.
navigating the terrain.
Critical
success.
success.
Control and security. Oh
Yep.
boy.
Anyone got advantages?
I got 1 advantage.
Okay, the advantage wouldn't help.
Sorry, what do you get? What do you get if you got the number? Is that still
Yeah, that's
a
fine.
success?
Yeah,
Okay, then
yeah,
2
yeah.
successes.
How are
I
you
got
doing?
a success and a fail.
Okay, but that okay, it cancels out. So and now it's my turn to see how bad I do. Oh no!
Oh,
Take
fuck!
that! Take that!
Wow.
Come on!
Take that
Come
threat.
on. There we go.
It's like God damn it. The rich.
It's like, where the fuck? Damn it.
Damn it. Stop that.
So the
It's like, what are they doing?
And we also hear like some sort of
stubbed
curse
my
words that the universal
toe.
translator can't pick up.
Fuck. Back in the Carina Nebula.
It doesn't even tell us.
You are you according to the distress signal has ended, but you are getting closer to what you believe to be the source of it.
Okay.
You may only be one roll away.
Oh.
Now, Arjun, you wanted to help out.
Well, I thought maybe, given the focus of electromagnetism, maybe there's something in the signature or something.
Arjun was really helpful in the convoy when you were dealing with those eddies. So there might be ways to use some gravitation, like some lensing effects
use
to help
the-
see through the electromagnetic interference and determine
or
what's,
use the gases
what's
themselves.
being
like
reflected around.
Maybe there's a pull that happens.
Oh yeah, if you can recognize the pattern, you can basically
Yeah.
just then remove it from your sensory
I'll
scan.
assist from an engineering standpoint.
Okay.
So that's
Can Volsar head shrink and help out in any way? It's like
what am I rolling? for that?
Volsar is Haddock is being a real man-child with this Tellurian flu right now, and you're you're busy. However, the medical department is also preparing to deal with the potential onboarding of injured crewmates. Like, if the Susquehanna is there and the crew is alive, they may be suffering from hypoxia and exposure
The
and all these
million
other
other
things. So you're getting your nurses ready and you're going over the equipment and
Okay.
and things are working out.
I'm
for
gonna
that.
do-
want to assist Lassa?
It's just if anything were to happen, instead of using an NPC, I can defer to you for medical treatment.
got it.
I'm going to use my direct task again
Yeah.
to give our science officer that extra
Yeah.
push. And
Oh, then you need my.
Yeah, we've got everyone on the bridge seems to be working it out, but Kendrith is just making sure we don't blow up any more gas.
So yeah, what am I rolling under?
Nothing. I'm just
Oh.
RPing it as we've already
Okay.
got 3 players involved, and that's about
Yeah.
as high as it can go. So
okay, in an assist, if I don't make the roll, does that just mean I don't get any additional successes on that?
yeah, it just counts as 1 failure.
Cool. Then-
Like you
then
need, it's a
there we
difficulty
go.
of 3 to find this, but we've got you were trying to create an
So-
advantage
Yeah.
with your roll.
So I had 1 success, 1 failure.
Yeah.
But I would like to give you a threat for another
Oh,
die.
Thank you. Go ahead and roll. You can buy another dice for 2 threat.
Don't tempt us.
Don't do that.
Come on.
No.
He's
Don't do
spending them
that.
like candy.
I am. I really am this
He's
time.
needing it. His Romulans need the help.
Nom, 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 nom.
And we need the successes,
Give me some of those
which we got.
Timbits.
We got two more
Keep
successes.
those Timbits away from me.
All right, they got 2 more
Feed your
successes.
game master or I get cranky.
Exactly.
Hypoglycemic.
So I got 3 successes.
Oh, no.
Full of Timbits now.
speak of about full Timbits.
That was a bad idea.
Oh, fuck.
No worry. We're doing it live.
We're doing it live!
Okay. So, you, what happened? I was too busy with Timbits.
3 successes.
We got the 3 successes.
Yay! So just as you crest around one of those gas pockets, you see there drifting lifelessly in space a Danube-class runabout.
Woo!
It's
We found it
Susquehanna.
first.
Its running lights aren't even blinking. It is adrift. Your sensors, now no longer interfered by the gas immediately in your way, pick up 4 faint life signs.
Get them on board right now.
I'm gonna
Now,
use
now.
it. Kendrith actually
I
has,
am going to spend. You gave me some real nice threat, and I got some nice.
You did this. You did this to us.
Well, hold on. I have a focus. Kendrith has a focus of transporters.
I'm going to say, though, transporters don't work if your shields are up.
Fudgesicles, you're right.
And your proximity alert automatically takes you to red alert. As between you and the Susquehanna decloaks.
Between us.
Well, I mean, between being off to the
Here,
side,
here.
here, yeah, like we're in 3D space.
Yeah.
But in
the way.
within medium range, a Romulan warbird, the same size of a Galaxy class ship. It decloaks next to you, and I spent 4 threat to pull off that surprise ambush.
God damn
Its shields are raised. Your shields go up. It hasn't locked on weapons.
I don't know what the ability is, but I have in the nick of time.
In the Nick of Time is used to. I gave you a cheat sheet with your talents spelt out.
This is for Arjun.
Right here. In the Nick of Time. Oh, for Arjun,
Yeah.
in the Nick of Time. We'll look it up between episodes.
How
'cause
close
we're-
are we to the ship?
You're as close to this ship as you are to the Susquehanna.
Okay.
You're all equidistant from each other.
You're all so it's like a triangle. They're not like directly between us.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we pulled this maneuver once when we were in the Expanse dealing with some shit. I was wondering if we could like push our shields to grab them, basically, like to shield them and pull them into us. Because
Okay.
they're a
Use
smaller
tractor
ship. It's a
beams?
runabout. It's considerably smaller
You
than
didn't do
us.
that in a Class 2 Nebula last time. And
That's true.
everything is much more difficult. If you were to do that, your shields would be like it'd be like wrapping yourself in cellophane against any weapon fire.
What about?
Can we beam them aboard? Just get the humans on the ship, and then we don't have to.
While
worry
your
Not with our
shields
shields
are up,
up.
I mean, you could try and lower your shields.
We'd have to drop shields and then use the thing, but that would open us up to weapons fire.
We can divert more.
But
power
if
from
we
shields
did drop
to
shields, we could do it. It's on the. It's an
We still
option.
have.
Yes.
How much power do we have left?
You have 10 power. You get 10 power
can
per
increase power to the
round
shield.
if we're in combat. Like they're used as combat spends to. You can use it, and then whenever you use power, it increases for each point of power that is spent.
Yeah.
The complication range increases from 20 to 19 to 18 to 17. And if you roll into complication, you might still get the success you needed, but you overload the system you were rolling with, and then that takes damage because you like blow out a computer panel to try and put more power to the engines.
Could we still use the transport as well? The shields are up, but we just have to pump more power into them?
Okay, but if anyone fires any weapons, we're all.
You're,
gonna
you,
explode.
it would be hard to extend because you have to spend power then every round, and every round you'd be running the chance of overloading your systems.
Yeah.
Shields are not meant to be extended in that way.
No, I'm just like, how large is the ship that we're with?
To put it simply, the in order to extend your shield to the Susquehanna, you would also be extending your shield into the Warbird,
Okay.
right? Like it's like you guys are all separated by several hundred kilometers here.
I'm just trying to think if I can like grab them with like the
They're
tractor beam and pull them
they're
into
not
our
in
space
close
or something.
range. Your tractor beam doesn't require shields. You can pull them through your tractor beam, but it also is slow and there's distance involved. And the way this triangle is set up, that the Warbird can intercept that,
Okay.
right? So like it's a standoff back on Seku 6.
Yeah, if anybody shoots their fucking weapons, this whole thing's gonna blow anyways. So fucking
Oh yeah.
The Romulans are known for mutual
that
self-destruction.
shit. Yeah.
So
fucking-
you they're like, if we can't have it, no one can.
Yeah.
So kind of a thing. You might want to try hailing them. So we go to the planet on Seku 6.
All right,
You're now
people.
you're now
I'm
Stephen
I'm
Prince
Steve
again.
now.
And as you come over into the mountain range, you enter into a small. The signal is leading you into what appears to be a series of cave systems near the base of this range of mountains. As you come around, want to make sure I have this done in the right order because I'm having to go back and forth between two scenes. There we are. Your tricorders are picking up those humanoid signals now. They're close enough. You can't get any more than just like heat signatures. And as you break over one of the ridges into the base of this mountain, you actually make out small settlement structures, tents. They look like semi-permanent buildings. They didn't show up on your scanning because they all seem to be covered in a latticework netting. And you even see off two small spacecrafts, shuttles, also covered in this netting. You can see it, but your tricorders don't see anything. It's
Oh, the netting's made
Rare
from
material.
these materials.
and you can actually make out like they're from a distance here. Your implants between the interference, you can zoom in like that east sight. You can make out their movements, and they're men, women, even a few children, kind of just moving about this settlement of small buildings. And from the distance, it's kind of you can't really make out all their species except the blue skin kind of stands out, and there's a few others that all have more the kind of tones you see with Bajorans and humans and Vulcans, but it's hard to tell. But they don't seem to be they're not natives of Seku 6.
I wonder if that field that took us down was a defense mechanism to make sure that no one knows that they're there.
So roll for me an insight or presence.
Who has the better insight and presence?
No, not presence. Insight. Plus command.
I have an 8 and a 4 insight.
Yeah, I got an 8-4 as well.
Same.
Oh,
9-2.
Mathematically, I don't think any of you can pull it off.
12. I got 12.
So as you're examining
I
the
got it.
settlement, who's at the front examining most? Was it maybe Steve with his
That
eyes?
would make sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
The rock in front of you.
Binoculars.
wait, Prince or
Oh, sorry, Steve Saylor.
Yes, okay.
Who's Monroe.
Yes.
Stephen Prince and Steve Armstrong, who are fictionalized characters.
This is now very confusing.
Too many Steves.
Too many.
At least Conal Haddock isn't around this week. You're examining. I should just refer to you as Monroe. I've been referring to you as Monroe and Steve as the player. So as you're examining that settlement, the rock in front of you, and this is a good point here, explodes. Phaser blast comes in from behind you. Someone calls out for a rocky outcropping nearby. Hands up! That's the only warning you're getting. And you see in the same kind of metal lattice work these ghillie suits as groups of
shit.
snipers come up from the ridge around you.
Oh, so it's
And
not
they-
the Romulans.
And they've got like Type 3 phase rifles. They look like some are makeshift, some are Federation, but they're snipers. And they seem to be the guards.
Okay. Everyone,
Hands up.
Everyone drop the
Yep.
phasers. Hands up.
Drop gear, hands up.
My name is Lieutenant Commander Adam Monroe from the United Federation of Planets. We come in peace.
We don't want no visitors. Be on your way.
Yeah, we can't
We
do that.
may have a
The
problem with
alien
that.
signal is coming from the ridge of mountains directly behind the settlement. The caves that they're moving in and out of seem to be the source of this signal.
I can't quite place your accent.
If you want to get information from him
I do.
and not just follow his directives and leave or he'll shoot you, it will require you to enter into a bit of social conflict
Diplomacy.
and roll against him.
Persuasion, you say?
If you surrender, they will disarm you and take you into town.
Yes.
I like my arms.
Drop everything on the ground.
Yep. That's.
Yeah, let me drop all
And you
my
see
nothing.
some of the other snipers working there.
Yep.
They come down,
Yep.
poke you on the back.
I just say like everybody get down on your knees just in case.
Getting
We'll let
familiar.
Draylen figure you out then.
Drink.
Federation types. They
they're-
push you
they're-
down.
we are-
You start heading towards. Well, they can tell your uniform. You kind of stand out. Even in black and white, you stand out.
Wow, I thought that
They're using Federation weapons, though. Some of them,
Yeah.
anyway.
Well, some of them. But I mean,
might
everyone.
have been
Federation
from
weapons
the
get spread
21st
around like
century.
arms dealers all the time.
Hmm.
In space, the horizon.
Captain,
Oh.
Captain, I have an unconventional idea.
What are you, me now?
Possibly.
All right, what do you got? I like
I
unconventional.
want to debate them.
Open a channel to the
God.
Romulan warbird. Schofield's got this big old smile on his face.
I'm just gonna be like, hail, this is Captain Gavin Schofield of the U.S.S. Horizon of the United Federation of Planets, and this is my insufferable science officer. Please go ahead. And just have you just ramble at them.
I
gonna
immediately
suck for
start
them.
listing off all my credentials everywhere I went to school.
Oh my god,
Like,
with you.
my
and
professors,
this.
the awards I got, like, I'm just
Arjun, you're receiving a hail from the Veritix.
The
I'm receiving a hail, Captain.
from who the
From the Veritix.
Their call sign, their signature,
prey.
the big bird of prey. When hails are sent out, they sometimes also come with the friend or foe status, like which comes with the ship registry data. So anyway, they identify themselves as the Veritix. They're sending us a hail.
I thought we were already talking to them.
You haven't
Well-
started speaking to the Romulans. No, you're
Oh.
just in a standoff.
okay. So yes, I was gonna open a
kind of-
channel with them. I was
Okay,
gonna
so
hail them.
the view screen on the bridge opens up, and standing in the center is a female commander, Romulan. She identifies. I am Commander Methra of the Romulan Star Empire. We demand to know everything you have learned of this area. Hand us over your information, and we will let you have your crew back.
That's nice. Hi.
I would say Kenneth Pike reminds me, don't let the Varric talk because they already hate Vulcans to begin with.
Yeah, they don't like
But
Vulcans.
I'm a cosmopolitan. I understand them.
Not matter.
And you will be sitting at your desk doing science stuff and contemplating all possible meanings of the word "silent as the grave." All right, so here's. So you just like nods and goes, "Hi, I'm Captain Gavin Schofield of the U.S.S. Horizon, the United Federation of Planets."
Your identification is not necessary. We demand that you hand over all information of the alien signal and everything you have learned of this area.
That's fun, you making demands. So that's my ship that's over there. Those are my people, and I'm going to collect them because that's my
That
job.
ship has information vital to the security of the Romulan Star Empire.
And that means what to the Federation? Nothing.
This is not your
This is-
territory, Captain.
Nor is it yours. Is it? Is it not theirs?
Nope.
No, it's not.
I can check.
You have no jurisdiction.
Just like that. He's like, it's not yours either. Is that right?
have
This
no
isn't their space.
jurisdiction
It's not your
here.
space. Get out of
And I
here.
believe you would rather have your crew alive, and I would rather we get the information or not at all. And that's when the tactical, who's that tactical? Was it Arjun or
Yeah,
was it Arjun?
yeah.
No, Arjun we had
It's
at
like
helm.
Helm.
Maybe it's Varric who's also doing tactical, working the sensors.
God damn it.
You detect they haven't locked weapons with the Horizon, but they have locked their disruptors onto the Susquehanna.
So you're willing to ignite the nebula and kill us all over some lost sailors?
Is there any way I can
I'm gonna try
that?
to diplomacy because diplomacy is always an option as a value and also diplomacy as a or
That's true, you
persuasion
do-
as a focus.
you do have
Persuasion
that.
as a focus. I
And
want to
to
try
be
to.
fair,
The
Right.
way social conflict works here is we can start with negotiation. Should you fail that, you can still stay in the fight by resorting into either intimidation or deception, which allow you to still weave your way through. The negotiation here can be if you offer any information to help placate, we can lower the difficulty. But the difficulty is starting at 3. You can throw in insight presence or insight command, and if that fails, you have the options of staying in it with an intimidation or deception before they close channels.
I've got focuses,
well,
values, and talents for this.
Yeah, you've got a lot. This is your game. This is where you shine, and they are done as opposed rolls. I roll against your ability to diplome with me.
Diplomancy.
Could I assist by getting him information
Yep,
quickly?
you
Just
could.
getting him a continuous feed by
Just getting
pulling
the,
up all sorts of
Methra stats
random
out here.
tidbits, useless information that I've picked up.
No, see,
just
useless
on the
information
sensor
is of no
readings.
use to me. See how it's useless.
No. It's useless stuff. It's useless in the sense that it serves no practical advantage, but it's also technically information about the system.
Are
and
you
they
going to
won't know
offer
that
any
until they
information to the
analyze it.
commander?
Not good, not essential information, but I think that would be a good idea to give them something. Just to
So,
start.
Captain, you cut the signal. You're looking at your bridge staff, and Varix is, we can give him the sensor data we have of the planet.
How good is your bluff?
That's the thing. Is that how do I use focuses like persuasion and talents like resolute because I'm not interested in giving these people anything.
I mean, you can start. We wanted to
I don't like
negotiate for the release of the Susquehanna. They want them to stand down, let us get our crew, and
Plus,
could start hard
work
notes.
things out. You're not at war, for God's sakes.
Well, there's also this, once they have information, then they'll have something to bring back, and thus they'll be less likely to go on a suicide mission.
It's just that there was all those suicide Romulans or whoever that they sent at us last time, or not Romulans. Bajorans. The first time we ran into them. With
that was an unauthorized Tel Shiar exercise that was never given any kind of oversight from the Romulan government.
so far as we know. So I'm just like
They have
hey.
disavowed and publicly, what's the word?
Publicly disavowed and denounced.
Denounced the actions of that agent.
As
and
much as that means anything. But yeah.
But with my knowledge of cosmopolitics, would I think these Romulans are more
guys, just
like,
roll.
Like, what are they here?
I want to wrap this up.
Okay.
Insight or command if you want to negotiate. It's a difficulty of 4, but you can lower it by offering information.
Willing to offer.
That's her only demands. We want everything you know about this place, or we take the
I can give them
Susquehanna and
everything.
we strip that computer clean and we take those crew as hostile agents encroaching on Romulan territory.
We can give. Okay. Don't push your luck, but we can give sensory information that we've picked up from the planet. We are willing to share that data with you.
I do not see you transmitting such data.
Okay. Are we?
You can transmit the data.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, how does that sound as
You
a
should-
deal?
no,
you should have
need a
already
little-
sent
No,
that.
we
We need a
need
little
good
faith.
Yeah, no, see.
Yeah, we need a
that's-
sign of good faith.
Okay, well, I'm gonna fucking diplomacy. That's 2 successes, 1 great success. On I'm gonna use my
Okay.
using a focus as diplomacy. What does that do for me?
It increases your advantage range. So,
Oh, it just increases the range
so
of
that
advantages.
now if you roll under your command number, it counts as a 1.
Oh wow! So
Yeah.
then that's a 1 then. So 2 successes and 1 great success, like a critical.
So you can use that to create an advantage in this situation. You can create an advantage favorable to circumstances that benefit your side, which can also be used to just lower the difficulty. So the difficulty was 4, it now drops down to 3. So if Varric successfully transmits that data right now by rolling some science rolls right now,
Yep.
go ahead.
Varric,
Nicholas.
yeah. So
Science and reason or science
Sure.
and control. Either way, both are 2 successes.
But bam. Well, just the 1 is all you need. Can you only roll the 1 because you're assisting? So they're
yeah,
receiving
we
their
got
information,
success out of
and
it.
she seems to relax a bit. And
we're all civilized people out here. We have no reason to be so hostile.
yeah, they've taken off the.
We're just here to rescue some lost
Target.
sailors. That's all we're here for. Just to grab some stuff and get out.
Because the alien signal.
What
It's
about
attacked
it?
it's attacked members of our crew. We
Us too?
believe.
Do we know that?
Yeah, that's what happened to us.
Well, but do we on the horizon know that?
No, that's true.
You've lost contact with.
We haven't been in contact with them because we sent
Why
a shuttle
is the
down there and then
Federation
flew away.
developing secret weapon tests inside the Shackleton Expanse? At a time of such tension, you should be working with your allies.
Secret weapons tests?
That's what they assume.
Oh, that's what they assume.
They always
Unless
assume
that's
the
what
worst.
they're doing.
Oh, they always okay. So they think that this weird signal and all this junk is us.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
that's
Else,
what
why
they're
would there
doing
be
and they're
humans
accusing us.
already living on that world?
Humans on the world.
Well, we're trying to. Yeah, I was gonna say we sent an away team just on the planet as we were coming over to rescue these people here to try and to ascertain the sort of focus of wherever that signal was coming from. It's just as much a mystery to us as it is to you. Why do you think
are
we were
doing
out
a
here?
poor job, Captain, if you think your away team is still alive.
We'll figure
We
that out.
trust the away
I sent
We
some of.
detected your shuttle to be destroyed as much as ours.
I'm sure they're fine. The helmsman that we have there is one of our best, and I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts that they're all still
You
alive.
Federation
What's a
types are like cockroaches. Just lift up a rock and you're all underneath, scurrying around.
Oh boy, you can.
Captain, permission to beam over an infectious disease.
Haddock.
Send Haddock to diplomat.
two successes, one critical success in persuasion, just to say like, now there's no reason for name calling. I think we're all older than that. We're here to investigate this problem just the same as you. We're gonna grab some people that we've lost out here, and that's it. There's no modus operandi. There's nothing crazy going on. If you want, after we've rescued our crew, you can return with us to the planet. We can pick up our respective people and go. Oh, you blowing threat, fucker.
Blow a threat, throw in the rolls.
It better he blows it now than later.
Captain of the Horizon, I will grant you your life today. We will take the Susquehanna into our custody and care. We will treat your officers with all the respect a Federation officer deserves, and when we have our answers given, we will return them to your embassies.
That's no
Don't.
They'll
Nope.
never see
It's
them again.
not part of the deal.
Yeah, that's not part of the deal.
If you believe your away team to be alive, perhaps you should head back to the planet and rescue them.
yours?
They're
You
doing
still
their
have time to
investigating.
rescue
suicidal.
someone today.
Yeah, and that's going to be the people on board the Susquehanna. I'm not going to let them go into your custody. I've seen what happens to people that end up in your custody. That's not happening today.
Not yet.
Would you like to roll an intimidation?
I got to focus on that. And I've got talents of resolute. I'm going to try to use that.
If you use the talent, you get a dice at 1, and you still roll your 2 dice.
Cool. So.
Do you want some political documents to help?
While the captain's doing
Varric,
that, I'm
for God's-
photoshopping.
So 1 critical success as well. And then a failure. Because, wait, no, that's at 16. So then
Yeah. Just,
then that's a fail. So
Commander
yeah,
Methra.
2 critical successes then, so 2 advantages.
Commander Methra smiles a bit, closes communication, and the warbird cloaks. As it begins to just turn away, and then it cloaks in a retreat.
Okay.
They have
Good
left.
enough.
Okay.
You
said
have
we track
you
them.
have shied them away.
Yeah, just be like, I'm
Well
not
done,
giving
Captain.
you people. Fuck. Because those words, with all the respect people from the Federation deserve, that means, like, if I get them back at all, they could be full of bombs or something. Fucking-
Here, we brought you back a box of body parts.
yeah, like, I was like, no, absolutely not. That's not happening. So, drop shields, grab everything we can from that
We
ship
will
as
deal with-
quickly as we can, and then back, because when they
Next
cloaked
week.
and left,
We're done.
Were they going back to the planet?
Yeah.
Probably.
Were they going in that direction,
They
Justin?
went in the direction of the nebula that surrounds you in all directions.
Were they? But I know which way it is back to the planet.
So it's
Justin.
They can't-
it's that way.
Okay.
They can't move very fast because of the gas, though, so they're not going to get that much of a head start.
So the place goes. You move in towards. We see inside the Susquehanna. The crew is like on the ground. They're lying up, and they look up to the window, and they see the silhouetted lights of the horizon moving in as the bringer of hope that it is. And just
now.
the symbol of the Federation, a Galaxy-class ship. The rescue has come, and then just as that happens, we see them beamed up into the ship, and that's where we'll end our episode.
Okay.
We still have our away team on Seku 6 on their way to meet, who do they refer to him as? Draylin? Draylin, I think it was Draylin.
Draylin.
Yep.
And
Ooh, and with the extra science information that our science officer picked up about the surrounding nebula, we may be able to use that to our advantage to get out of here faster
Quicker.
and back to the planet.
Yep.
Try and get ahead of these dagger-eared fuckers.
what is...
Sorry. No offense to the Vulcans on board.
he's sitting right beside you.
Yeah.
Is that going into your official captain's log or your personal
It
log?
might.
Officially, I'd like him to laugh. I'd like Derek to
Congratulations,
laugh
Captain.
a bit at that.
You have rescued the crew of the Susquehanna. But now you have to go rescue your crew
Yep.
trapped on Seku 6 as they move closer to the truth of the signal emanating from that planet deep in that world. The Romulans think it's a weapon developed by the Federation. You don't know what it is, but it's so strong it breaks through all this crappy interference in this entire area. But there is a settlement. Those snipers that picked you up were human, and as they begin to remove their like camouflage and stuff, and as you go down to meet Draylin, we will find out what the hell is going on next week here on our run through the Star Trek Living campaign on the Terrible Warriors. I have been your game master, feeling real smug after playing a Romulan commander. I really like the Romulans. I want to see more of them. I hope we see Methra again soon. She hopes she sees you too, Sophie. She's taken a
The
liking
captain's
to you.
chamber.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was just gonna be like fucking.
Romulans like
You're
a
flirting.
Romulans like a man who knows how to debate hostility.
You're a master debater.
Debater.
My crew of the innuendo. Oh, the U.S.S. innuendo. We have
Velvet Duke as Chief Science Officer, Bo Lassa.
Conal MacBeth, better known in the nerd community as Toronto's greatest supervillain and evil genius, Dr. Terroir, playing Captain Gavin Schofield.
Steve Saylor, aka the Blind Gamer, playing Lieutenant Commander Adam Monroe, Chief Engineer.
And Brent Morris playing the ensign Steve Armstrong, the helmsman of the U.S.S. Horizon, and I love crashing shuttles into planets.
You're 2 for 2.
It's just the thing you do.
I'm really good at
And,
it.
Of course, joining us from our Patreon program.
Nicholas Randall playing Varric Knife Ears.
Varric, we love to hate you. We'll see y'all next week for the conclusion to Signals.